Hi, this is Jason with Violator Comics and Collectibles doing another toy review. This time we have the Transformers Age of Extinction Voyager class Galvatron. First thing we're going to do is we're going to take a look at the packaging. So the first thing we'll notice is just in the standard Age of Extinction packaging, it's got the Transformers strip down on in the white on the right, and it's got a nice picture of Galvatron on the bottom left corner, and then just the standard packaging as far as how he's packaged on the inside. It's got the Transformers Age of Extinction logo. Overall, first glance, he's color-wise he's a little bland. I mean, when you look at his face and his detailing when you up close, he looks really well detailed, especially in the face. It's just that the plastic that the color gray they have him as far as the plastic kind of makes him look a little drab. He definitely would have been better with a better paint job. But let's go ahead and take a look at the back. In the back of the packaging just shows him in robot mode. It also shows him in the alt mode. I really like his alt mode, you know, as far as the pictures showing. But overall, he looks good. I know there's a lot of complaints that he's more of a shell former, and he's not that difficult to transform. But we'll have to take a look. So let's get him out of the packaging. Alright, so here we have him out of the package, still in his clamshell, and you know, once I get the plastic off, it's definitely more evident that there's so much detailing in his face, but it's just lost in the bland color. And I think that's probably going to be the overall theme of this. It's just he's very bland. I'm hoping that Takara can maybe do something special with him, because Megatron and Galvatron are my favorite characters in the Transformers universe. So I'm really hoping for something cool in the movie, and I've really been looking forward to this figure. And as far as the figure looks, I mean, I really like him. I mean, I'm not bothered by that he might just be a shell former and the transformation is simple. The other thing to note is he's also the only Decepticon as of right now, which is very weird. I mean, they have the flip and change lockdown, but I mean, this, as far as the Generations line and the Voyager class or the Deluxes, this is what we have. He's the first and only Decepticon right now. I mean, we're really waiting on lockdown, the Deluxe class, and I think it's the Wave 2.5 to really get another Decepticon. But this guy looks really cool. Let's pull him all the way out and start taking a look. Alright, so here we have him outside the package. I have him holding his arm cannon, and I like him. He looks really neat. As far as the coloring, that's probably the biggest downfall of this figure. I mean, as you'll see in the close-ups, I mean, there's so much detail in his face, and it's just lost. I mean, from a distance, I mean, you can't see it, and then you zoom in, you're like, this is a really detailed figure. So maybe somebody's going to go in, you know, I'm sure they're going to have people doing some custom paint jobs, and you know, he'd probably do really well with some panel lining. So I mean, that would probably look really cool. He comes with his gun. You can put it in either of his hands. It's actually kind of designed where it looks like it's one continuous piece, and you can kind of see that he actually holds it like that. And there's also a peg where you can have him hold it like a gun as well, but it looks like it's more designed for having it look like an extension of his arm. I'm assuming it's going to probably generate out of his body like that. I think they even showed that in the trailer. But as far as a robot, I mean, he's really cool. He's the only Decepticon they have right now. He does suffer from a pretty heavy backpack, which I'll show you in the back. and his transformation is super simple. If you guys are really looking for a challenging transformation, this is probably not the figure for you. I think a lot of like die-hard Transformer fans that love difficult transformations, they're just not going to find it here. It's really cool how his backpack does fold up. So I mean, as far as the engineering, they could have just made something like super heavy, like the whole cab on the back, and they made it where it folded up really nice. But let's take a little bit of a better look at him. All right, here we have him from the back, and obviously you can see his huge backpack, but it's not as big as it seems. It's pretty slimline, so he doesn't look too bad. And you'll notice the same thing from the front. It kind of gets hidden very well. So overall, I mean, he's a good figure. Like I said, he's the only Decepticon we have. I mean, they're definitely going crazy with the Autobots and the Dinobots, you know, and for good reason. Those are, you know, the Dinobots are gonna be the stars of this movie, but you can definitely see that that backpack is pretty monstrous, but doesn't look as bad when you look from the front. I mean, they definitely could have made it worse, so they have it folded up real nice. So, but all right, let's take a look at him in truck mode. Alright, and here we have Galvatron in his alt mode, and this alt mode looks great. The truck looks really nice. I mean, it's not, as far as screen accurate, it's not the same as far as the colors, but it's a really nice interpretation of this truck. Especially from the front and the sides. I mean, the detailing is just fantastic. Just a couple things I didn't like. He's definitely a little flimsy, especially in the back. He's actually held together by this section right here, and this, it seems to fall out quite a bit, as well as you can see the back section right here is kind of cheap looking. Also, where his trailer hitch is, you cannot put his gun there. There's really no great place to put his gun other than on top of his head. This the way it was designed, and this looks, I mean, pretty ridiculous. But same thing, Evasion Mode Optimus Prime does the same thing. I mean, you really can't even, there's no real place to put it on the back as well. I mean, you could kind of maybe tuck it in here and it will look like he's part of the truck, but a lot of people probably will prefer this over the robot mode. I actually like the robot mode better than the truck mode, but I mean, the truck mode is great. It's a nice looking truck. So let's start the transformation. Alright, transformation, the first thing you're going to do is you're going to pop these side panels off both sides, fold them back, just like that. Pretty simple. And then you're going to pop these guys right here. You're going to flip his feet out, and then also he's got these heels right here, and they're kind of tough to get out at first. You want to make sure you pop them in place. And you'll kind of see, I mean, half the transformation stuff's already done just at this step right here. I mean, you can tell his body's just going to kind of pop out of this section. Alright, so next step, we're going to pop these wheels up, and my wheel just popped off. It's definitely a little cheaper. And then you just kind of rotate this section like this. You're going to rotate these shoulders, these arms up like this, so they can clear the distance. And you're going to fold these forward, kind of straighten his arms out. His head comes up from the back, and you can actually see we're almost done with the transformation. Alright, so at this point, you want to just kind of pop this forward, and then you can just kind of pop this out, rotate these down like this, and you kind of push this up, these pin in place, and then there's a tiny little tab here that kind of rests into this section right up on his neck, and that's it. I mean, his transformation is simple. Super simple. And there he is. So final thoughts of this figure. Transformation super easy. His paint job is lacking dramatically. But overall, I mean, It's Galvatron. I'm a huge fan. I mean, the detail is there. It's just, it's hard to see. I mean, you really have to see this figure in a person. So when you go to your store, pick him up, take a good look at him. He's definitely cool to add to your collection. I mean, if you're expecting some kind of amazing transformation, I mean, you're not going to get it. But he is a really neat figure. He's the only Decepticon we have right now, and it's definitely worth it. I think it's worth the price of admission for this guy. So once again, this has been Jason with Violator Comics and Collectibles. Have any questions or comments, leave them in the comment section below. If you like the video, hit the like button, subscribe to my YouTube channel, and like us on Facebook.